Yo, what's poppin'? It's your boy Rohan Ricketts. Today I want to talk to you about a topic that is essential for young players to achieve their development goals faster. Hard work. For me, hard work is divided into two parts. On the mental side, I would say it's focus, and on the physical side, intensity. When I was 9 years old, I was signed by Arsenal. And I never forget the experience getting signed and everyone saying, oh, good young player. My friends in the neighborhood saying, oh, Rohan's at Arsenal. But when you sign for a Premier League club at that time, you have to understand there's a lot of good players there. And it's very important to understand quickly that you're going to have to develop and live up to the standard or you eventually be cut. And I never forget training with young players like Jermaine Brown, Steven Sidwell, Steven Santry, Casey, Lee, Zedric, Kylan Natonga, all my boys. Got to shout them all out. I'm forgetting a few. And it was extremely competitive every day. And I remember when, just before Arsene Wenger came, I got released. I never realized I got released. I never realized until I actually made my debut for the first team. And my father told me that I got released and I got re-signed in the same month because they sacked Bruce Rioch. And in that same month, they signed Arsene Wenger. Wenger signed for the club, and then his criteria for the players that he wanted signed in the youth team changed. So it went from the more physical, more athletic players to players that were better with the ball, good football intelligence, and also the athletes. So I got re-signed. When I got re-signed, I had a new coach. I remember we had Dermot Drummy at one point, Andy McDermott. But the coach that really made a big difference for me was a guy named Neil Banfield. Neil Banfield is one of my mentors today. But what a coach he was. And he made a huge impact on how I approach my training by giving me a very, very simple example. And the example was none other than Ashley Cole. I never forget the day we was training at London Colney, and he took me away from training with my team, and he walked over where Ashley was training. Ashley's 2 years older than me. So Ashley was training on the other pitch, and he said to me, look, just watch Ashley. Just watch him. And I stood right next to Neil Banfield, and I watched Ashley Cole train for about 15 minutes, and the intensity that he was training with it was like his life depended on that session. And that day changed my life completely. From that day, I went back and I just made sure that every drill we was doing, I paid attention to the focus. And whatever they asked us to do, I was doing it with a high intensity. It was real, like, cutthroat stuff. And from 13 years old to 14 years old, they make a decision on us at Arsenal at that time, whether they're going to give us a schoolboy contract or the School of Excellence contract. The School of Excellence contract is for the players that they're doing well, but the schoolboy one's for the ones that see as bright prospects. And I was on the list to get the School of Excellence. And then all of a sudden, after working hard, 6 months, people, 6 months, putting my head down, working hard, being very intense in training, I got rewarded with a schoolboy contract. And I never forgot the moment when Neil Banfield told everybody and told me that Rohan had earned this contract and I was the most improved player in the group. And it was all down to me applying myself. The talent and the skill was there, but it was the application. So young players and parents, it's very important you understand. The coaches can set up the drills. They can give you the knowledge. But if your child is not listening, if they don't listen intently and they're not training with the right intensity, once they know the techniques, once they can apply the things under low pressure, once they're doing it, if they're not doing stuff at the right intensity, they're not going to improve at the rate that the others will that are working at the intensity. So it's very important you understand that. Children, apply yourselves. Hard work, focus, and intensity. Take care.